Brand new banger.
It's Nukkle HeDD Comics Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit on Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. It's like not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
No,
Randall
Savage.
Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings, you put it in some sauce, and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk, put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios, vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios is good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? Can I steal the question from Cabs?
I got it right. Look at this.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! Right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm ball, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday night, and today is the fucking day, and apparently Star Wars is...
Yeah, we back in the building, and
yeah,
the things that we heard before we got on air was quite intriguing. Also, I feel like I lost some brain cells depending on who we listen to. But
yeah.
What's going on, Kat?
Not much. I don't know if it's the same for you, but you guys are like cutting in and out for me.
No, I think there's got to be something on your end.
Yeah, because you're coming in like very, very slow. Like on our.
I mean, I'm at perfect bars. I just did another fucking upgrade, so or not a, you know what I mean.
They don't want to
update.
They're trying to shut you down, Cap. They're trying to shut you down. Oh man.
Yo, so we're gonna let Cap introduce this topic. Well, before we do anything, is there any other media that we need to discuss before we get to this topic? Because this is stupid.
I'm trying to think, has anything been released recently?
I know there's been some good talks around Captain America 4. They just released, there could be, I think, a possible release or leak of the opening scene.
Okay, that's cool. Did you guys see the recent like low teaser he did for Deadpool?
What?
The best friends teaser. What is it? Red and yellow?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
Instead of
I didn't
black
see
and
that.
yellow?
Yeah, yeah. They did a red and yellow version of a black and yellow.
Which, funny enough, they teased. I don't know if you want to hear this, Toe, or not.
No, yeah, that's why I was like I asked before because I know Toe doesn't like to watch trailers. So I was like, wait, did you watch it?
Wait, did you mute us?
So you can't hear us, right?
Well, I mean, we can't hear you, so I don't know what that means.
What?
So we can't hear you.
Oh, I said, well, I just muted y'all, so
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
go
okay,
ahead.
so I'll give you a thumbs up when yeah. Okay. So
Go ahead.
yeah, so you saw the teaser for Lady Deadpool.
So there's two teasers. Lady
Yeah.
Deadpool, which was the obvious one,
Yeah.
which everybody's assuming is either Blake Lively or the singer Taylor Swift.
Yeah, where did that rumor come from? Like I can imagine it's gonna be Blake Lively, but I'm like, where did the Taylor Swift one come from?
Because Taylor Swift is rumored to be the Dazzler.
Ah, okay. Because I was
So
like,
since we haven't seen anything of the Dazzler, and then Lady Deadpool showed up, they're
okay,
like, oh, maybe that's Taylor.
okay. Because I was
The
like, wait,
second,
that was weird.
the second one that they found
Yeah.
in the distant background of some shot is the Vinnie Jones Juggernaut.
Yeah, which I'm hoping. I really hope we get Juggernaut versus Juggernaut because that would be fucking
Well,
funny.
I mean that Juggernaut got fried up his ass, so I don't think he's alive.
They're going back in time. They could do it.
But funny enough, Vinnie Jones says that he is not in this movie. Unprompted, he told the reporter that he's not in this movie because he doesn't like getting in the costume. But he did give them permission to use his likeness and his voice.
So they're
To make
gonna.
it CG.
I was gonna say, he could just be bullshitting. I hope it's just bullshit.
He could be bullshitting, but CG's got to be better than a foam muscle suit.
Yeah, it's got to be something. We got to do something with this, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope it turns out. I'm hoping for that of a chance of a Juggernaut battle, or at least the scene of both. But we'll see. But that was cool when the rumor of Lady Deadpool and all that was cool. But we'll see.
Yo, so there's another rumor that because we got regular Deadpool, we got Dogpool, we got Lady Deadpool.
Yeah.
There's also going to be a Kid Pool.
Okay.
And Headpool, which is just a floating head of Deadpool. And they're saying that if that's true, they might use the head from X-Men Origins Wolverine because it was separated from the body.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that. That would be cool.
I don't mind that at all.
Just to tease that in, but we'll see. We'll see where they go with that. But yeah, so that was basically it, right? When it comes to rumors of that.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, so I think we could. Now, will he see us?
All right.
Okay.
And then she sat on a turtle.
And then that's where they brought in Elsa.
Yeah, what movie was the quote I just said from, Ray?
Nope.
Austin Powers, man.
Damn. I've been horrible this week because Hodge has tried twice to quote shit, and I'm like, yeah, it's not working.
Dude, but this is like the third one. You were alive for that one.
I know, and I've watched the Austin Powers movie. I'm blanking on lines this week. My apologies.
Kick him out of here.
I gotta go for.
That was perfect, right in the middle of the sentence.
You're damn right you gotta go.
That's when I get kicked out. We're wasting our film.
You're damn right.
Hey, shit. You should get kicked out because you dare take a few days off to recover.
Oh no, I was able to I took the days off when I was still in the hospital. I came back from recovery and I was still here. I fell asleep, but I was here.
Okay, show.
Hey, you did it last night, man.
I didn't fall asleep.
What
I was
do you
under heavy
mean?
meditation.
There is a clip. I'm gonna clip it. Where legit me and Gigi are talking. All you hear is like, yep.
Heavy meditation.
So heavy that he doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about.
That you did the same shit.
I know. Bro, I wanted to clip it for myself because
You
that shit
said
had
you
me
was
dying.
heavily medicated, so I was under heavily medication.
No, I was heavily medicated.
And I was under meditation.
Oh man, the Knucklehead Network. We give you opinions, we give you watch-alongs, and we give you sleep. this is what we do on the channel now.
And in the case of show, we give you bullshit.
When he
Welcome
shows it.
along
When he shows
as
it.
we guide you into this world of sleep. As we start, as the water rushes down the river, making it towards the ocean, hear the waves crashing along the shore.
Now we know if we ever want to do another channel, we could just have Cap do soothing ASMR. 'Cause that actually
Word.
was very soothing having headphones on. I was like, actually
Shit.
like, damn, that's actually calming.
Good. That's better than me and Toad out here yelling at each other.
Thanks. Let's not bring up the hand again.
Yeah. No one
yo,
likes a
okay.
goddamn hand job.
Yo,
Is there any Blade updates? Have we got anything on that? Because I feel like that has been a
No.
week-to-week thing on
With-
anything on Blade.
In this case, there's no, but in this one instance, no news is good news.
Okay.
Because I feel like the only news that's really gonna matter is if he leaves. So as long as nobody says he's leaving, we're still good.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like that's unfortunately possibly going to be the next piece of news that we get.
He's
Is the
ricocheting.
confirmation is that he's out. Just because because of how many fucking rewrites and all that, it makes sense if he decides to go with another project. Especially, what is it that he would be joining, if anything?
Jurassic World.
Yeah, it's. I feel
another
like
bad franchise.
Yeah, but they can at least write a script that gets made.
yeah. Also, it's Jeff Goldblum. He'll make more money.
So before we get into this our topic,
Yeah.
other interesting news. From time to time, I bring up Dungeons and Dragons and the shit that I watch and all that. This past Saturday, I actually went to something called 20-Sided Tavern, which is a live D&D show that is interactive.
Oh,
You see, there's the stage.
nice.
So in this show, you actually become part of the. What do you call it? It's more the. You don't need to zoom in, but
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
yeah. So in the show, you become part of it. You get a sticker. Let me just grab this here real quick. So like in the we call it, got the playbill, and then you get a sticker that correlates to one of three colors: blue, red, and green. In this case, I was blue. I was with the mage or the wizard or whatever you want.
Okay.
And you get to play along because on your phone you scan a QR code, and every time they give you options, it'll show up on your phone, and whatever the majority picks happens on the stage. The performers act it out.
Oh wow.
Where
Okay.
they choose a thing. So like we actually got to create the characters we saw that day. So the characters that they played were based on what our majority vote was.
Nice.
You don't need to be into D&D to enjoy it because it is just a comedy show, fun fest. They explain all the rules that you need to know and why certain things are happening. And it's super fucking interactive, super fun. And my favorite part, I did not have to personally interact with anybody, which is always good for me.
Yes.
But if you're looking for something fun to do on a Saturday night, and you can go to this show. It's okay. They call it the 20-Sided Tavern because there's two bars in there.
Ah.
For those who are alcoholically inclined, you can go get your drinks, have fun, watch a cool ass funny show, be a part of it. They actually pulled one of the audience members on stage to act as one of the characters during a pivotal scene. and they had the whole dialogue and shit that she had to read out and play through, and it's a fun time.
Nice. Now I wonder for the drinks, did they serve them in gauntlets? Because that would be cool to like
Nah.
really make it a whole.
Nah, because this is interactive and you might have to get up and move.
Okay.
Everything's like in a plastic cup with a
Okay.
lid.
Okay.
Because you know
That should be part of it because I feel like that would be nice just to add to the aura of it all. Of
this
having
is
like,
Word.
medieval times, bro.
Which we got to go to and also.
you see, that's what I'm thinking, but I'm like, I feel like that would work with D&D though. I feel like that would work.
Word.
No, they wear
Which,
jeans
are
and
we-
t-shirts.
Speaking of which, are we playing next week? Is that gonna happen for next week's episode?
You damn right.
All right, cool.
Shit.
So there you go. Spoiler alert, everyone. Next week we'll be playing some D&D.
Yeah, because I can't be sitting here watching no fucking show or talking about a show that everybody's trying to ruin off the beat. I'm not gonna sit here and defend this shit. Y'all motherfuckers, this is what you wanted, then have at it. Because I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of this shit.
So
But
are we jumping into the conversation?
before we jump into that conversation,
Okay.
I tried the poppy drink,
Yeah.
Cap.
Okay, so that's why you sent it to me.
Yeah, I tried it.
I was like, you sent me a picture of a drink you never drink. So what the fuck?
So it tasted like if I had orange juice, like Tropicana orange juice, that had a little bit of bite to it, like a little
You
carbonation.
can tell the carbonation. Yeah. Okay.
And I drank. I was like, oh, this is it's not bad. If it was a little colder, this would have been alright. Then I ate breakfast,
Uh-huh.
and I took another sip, and I felt that shit reacting on my tongue. I said, this ain't it. This ain't how we living. Get the fuck out of here.
I've never heard that reaction. Cause I was the one that recommended you should try it because I like Poppy. I've gotten Poppy because it's a nice alternative if you're a soda drinker. It's less calories, less sugar in there. It's not bad. But the reaction he told me, I'm like, that's never happened to me before. Because I've had Poppy while eating. Like,
Yeah, and for those playing the home game, that's poppy as in like poppy seed bagel and not a poppy.
yes, we're talking about a beverage. I'm not talking about something else.
We're not talking about Star Wars yet.
Just for the fellow New Yorkers and all that. Pause, no Diddy, all that shit. I'm talking about a soda. So he's talking about a orange carbonated low calorie soda that also comes in multiple flavors: cherry, limeade,
Great.
grape, and more.
It comes in poppy, mommy, all that shit.
It comes in
Primo.
everything. But yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
Poppy orange soda. Yeah, it's not bad.
Look at me like a dumbass trying to turn the picture, thinking I could turn the can so you can read the.
He was trying to
Shit.
give everyone the nutritional facts. But no, yeah,
I'm-
I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 5 grams of sugar,
4.
20 calories. Is it only 4? Oh shit!
Yeah, according to
It
the
might-
can.
So it might depend on the flavor because I know one of them is 5.
But that one's OnlyFans.
That's the mommy one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not. Again, it's a nice alternative. But I was dying and like it tastes like this, like with this, and I'm like, okay. The orange one to me, it kind of reminds me of like the orange Jello taste, but just with carbonation. Like that's how I to me when I've drank it,
I
I'm
can
like
see
it
that.
kind of tastes like orange Jello, but just with carbonation. But again, the carbonation, I feel like that's what you're looking for. Like you're trying to get the carbonation from a soda, you know. So
I might be the only motherfucker to drink soda because it tastes good, not no carbonation.
Incorrect. Everybody drinks soda.
I was
because
gonna
it tastes
say,
good.
yeah, I think
No,
that's
but
kind of
everybody,
the.
you just need the carbonation.
Well, no, I feel like
I don't
think-
need the carbonation. I've
Hold on.
tried carbonated water. I tried
Wait.
to say I'm broken. I tried to
So-
say no, it didn't work.
So let's do an experiment and just try to make soda that's flat with no carbonation.
Yeah,
So you can still
apparently-
like the taste.
Apparently, you don't need carbonation, so we're
Yo,
gonna give
listen,
you
but
all
I'm just
flat
saying.
soda.
But it's one of those
That's
things. You're not drinking a carbonation.
Well, no, but I'm saying, I feel like that's when you get the alternative. Like you're seeking carbonation,
No, we're not.
so you're just drinking soda to drink it, basically.
Yeah,
is what
damn
you're saying.
right. I'm drinking soda to stay hydrated, to stay alive. Because unlike you, Ray, I don't allow water and avocados to dictate my life. See? 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 Now let's get into this before Ray and Cap start arguing with each other.
Over water. Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess we're 22 minutes in. It is now time for the main event of the episode.
Where
Today's
Cap,
topic. Cap, take us away.
we have the video that you sent me ready and available. So if you want, we
Yo.
can show it.
You know what? Everybody else been showing this goddamn thing.
Yeah.
So here's let me give you the situation.
Give us the rundown.
So the Acolyte has so far been a mixed bag series. Every review that I've seen of it has ranged from it's garbage to it's mid. Those are the only options. I haven't heard anybody say that this show is good. Then there's a big thing going around for tonight's episode, in which the third episode is set to apparently destroy Star Wars. There's been a few creators, Star Wars creators on YouTube, who have actually put up like prehensile warnings to their fans to just keep the Discord even keel. And if we don't like it, we can go after it and criticize the writing and the directing and what the plot and all that shit. But to not attack any of the actors, to not attack each other, to not be vicious and vile and all that shit, because apparently this one, whatever the fuck's happening in this one, this is the one that's gonna break a whole bunch of shit. That is not helped by the fact that we have an interview in which I do believe in the interview, when you guys will see it when we show it, what was said was from the actor and the showrunner's perspective, tongue-in-cheek. The question, I think, was a genuine question. And I don't think the guy reported, or the person, because I don't know what he identifies as, the person, I think they were asking or bringing up the topic legitimately. And I think the actor or the actress and the showrunner was a little tongue-in-cheek with it. But it all stems around Star Wars being gay, and that this show is the gayest Star Wars show put to screen. And we're gonna get into a whole bunch. We're gonna get into how we feel about it and all that. But the first thing I want to say is the only relationship that's even been hinted at in this show is between one of the male characters and one of the female characters. So how is this gay? That's the question I want to pose out there.
Yeah.
But if you want, play the interview. And we can go from there.
All right.
I'm gonna ask you both because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars, I think, by a considerable margin. And are you excited about that? Are you
Not the
bracing
gayest
yourself?
Star Wars. Not the.
It's pretty gay. Let's be honest. Leslie, how do you feel?
Am I gay? Yes.
Well, no, I know
Yeah.
you are gay, but I'm asking, are you excited about putting this, this is going to be a talking point?
Is it going to be a talking point?
I'm sure some.
Because nerds are gay.
Well,
Yeah.
some nerds are very.
Because
You called this
nerd.
on purpose?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that right there made me go, now I understand why people don't want these people as their character.
Very not gay and are very threatened by gay
Well, that's
stuff.
true. But
Yeah.
in my world, nerds are gay.
Was this the fun element of
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. And yet people have told me that it's the gayest Star Wars, and I frankly
You're offended?
into it. No.
I think that Star Wars is so gay already.
Okay.
I mean, have you seen
It's
the fits? We'd be like, look how gay this is, and then send each other a reference photo.
And are you telling me with a straight face that C-3PO is straight?
They're a
C-3PO?
couple. That's what I think.
And R2D2.
This is
Yeah.
more outward.
I think it's canon that R2D2 is a lesbian.
Oh,
Ooh.
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Ask Filoni. Okay.
Ask for
Can you
one.
imagine?
Yeah, talk to Filoni.
So that's what they're getting at there with that shit.
Alright.
Yeah. So, Cap, I want to ask you a question because when
Yeah.
we watched it all before we got on, and my instant reaction was, it was them trying to make jokes that then became satire. Do you
Yeah.
agree? Because I think that's
Yeah.
what I think that's the get at it. But then
Be right back.
every podcast kind of took it and just because like we saw a lot of people review that interview and they just went on a whole tirade about agenda and all this and that. I'm like, I feel like they missed the point of satire because it doesn't feel like they're like actually like going at it in a way, you know?
Yeah, that's what I said in the beginning, that I think the actress and the showrunner were tongue in cheek with it. Like I don't think they fully bought into it. They played the bit up, which is what I truly believe. But in their defense of the bit, R2D2 and C3PO argue like an old married couple. That's true.
Yeah.
But so do Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
So do two guys who know each other for like 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
Like the old joke of the obviously not together couple that's still just like an old married couple who always argue with each other and they know how to push each other's buttons. That's been around since forever.
Yeah, it's always been the joke. Like you guys are like, but even with friends, it's like you argue like a married couple.
Yeah,
that's it. It's like it's a thing. It's been around, but again, it's a joke. It's a comment, and the fact that it's like the instant reaction of mine, I was like, okay, they're doing satire because you could see the joke. You could see the just like they're playing off it
on them. But I think, like I said, I think the interviewer was earnestly asking that and setting that focus.
Precedent almost. Yeah.
Yeah, and here's where I take umbrage. Right? Nerds are gay. Some of them. Not all of them.
Yeah. No,
I'm not.
There is again, that is like someone that we saw, it's like that might be a preference. That might be some people are. And again, that is fine. That is hey, it is what it is. You do whatever makes you happy.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Like I said, some nerds are gay. I'm not. Never been. Always into women. Even with the fact that I don't date and I don't do any of that, I still into women. But here's the thing. I'm not a part of fandom, but anything that I am a part of, I hope that other people who watch find themselves in there or find something that they can connect with and enjoy the thing. So if you are part of the LGBTQ plus community,
yes,
and you find something to connect with Star Wars, great. Come on in. Because the second part of that statement, that the ones who aren't are threatened, maybe some are, but again, most are not. We just want, I'm not threatened by a fucking thing. I don't give a shit.
See, my thing was why use that? That's where I was like, okay, this is where it becomes a debate. Because I'm like, why say that? Like, I get it. Again, trying to say that, saying okay, this is gay, that is gay. Cool. You're trying to make it open. You're trying to make the discussion. You're trying to make those that are part of the community feel welcomed by this. Okay, it's I get it. Especially when again the creator is a part of the community. Cool. You're trying to make it where there is something to welcome people in. Cool. There's space for everyone. There's room for everyone. But saying the threatened part, I'm like, threatened by what?
Yo,
because that to me it feels like, okay, you're trying to call people it threatened by what? By trying to say bigotry or something like that? Like, are you trying to automatically assume that the fandom is going to be very against, which again, certain podcasts that we saw do seem like they're offended and they're instantly like against
I'm gonna defend some of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna defend some of them in this way, right? Because are we threatened? No. You know how I know we're not threatened? Ahsoka Tano, Sabine Warren, Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
And I can't remember her name, but whoever the fuck Gina Carino played. Finnick Chen. Some of the baddest fucking women in Star Wars. Everybody.
Layla.
Princess Leia. Everybody loves those women. When they had the fucking scene in The Mandalorian, right in that episode, right before Luke shows up, where all the women turn around and like, nah, we got this shit. With Mercedes Monet in there. And they went through and just kicked the shit out of an entire fucking Starfleet. Nobody griped. Everybody was like, this is fucking cool. Why? Because we're not threatened. They're well-written characters. They gave us a reason to connect. Now, why does it seem like, oh, but in Obi-Wan Kenobi, everybody hated Reva? Why? Because she now knows that Darth Vader has a son before Darth Vader does. She now knows, or she knows this entire time that Anakin was Darth Vader when nobody knew. She's survived 2 different stabbings, which she should have died both times.
That is something that's like, wait a second, they have devalued the fucking.
Yeah.
How? But a dagger automatically kills somebody.
Yeah. She killed the fucking Grand Inquisitor, even though she didn't. She was given the illusion that she killed the Grand Inquisitor. She was so driven. Like, her character didn't make any fucking sense. That's what people didn't like about the character. It had nothing to do with being threatened. Like I said, Finnick Chen is the best part of the fucking Book of Boba Fett. Nobody is complaining about her. Why? She's also a minority woman.
This is the issue.
The color.
This is the issue. Star Wars is legitimately a universe that has no sexuality in it. And I say that because in the original Star Wars, Luke kissed Leia. And then they took it out and said, we're just going to make them brothers. We don't know Leia and Han Solo are in love with each other, are lovers until part 3.
Yeah.
But she confesses her love. And even he goes, I know. This has nothing to do with love. It has nothing to do with gender, because there's other species in here. There are more species in here than there are in Star Trek. This is about the Force and how it mends the world. It's basically someone took the beauty of Kung Fu and they made it a power. And then they come up with the story. And what do people go, oh, we need to be included in everything. We're going to start a whole new Star Wars shit. Let's get some young hip people to get the young people. You know what young people want? Gay shit. And you know why people don't want, you know why there was backlash to the gay stuff? Because 1, I don't see anything gay in this series. I don't see not one thing gay in this series. 2, they just said what, 1.4 billion people love Star Wars. That's what, 1/6 of the planet. They love Star Wars. They already got the young people. If 1/6 of the planet loves Star Wars, you already got the young people. I don't need to go into Star Wars and see a Spanish man go in there and be a fucking Jedi. Would it be cool? Yeah. But you know why? Because there's a big ass Bigfoot walking around going, and he got the fucking Force.
And they already gave us Andor.
There's a little fucking midget green goblin running around, and he got the Force. There is diversity in the Force. The Force has no fucking bigotry to it. It has no racism to it. It has none of that shit to it. But you sit here and you go, the fans of Star Wars are nerds, which, to be honest with you, was a bad thing when we was growing up, because you use that the same way you use gay and the same way you use fag and all other shit towards them, right? You use nerds again. That was a an insult to smart people that had no an insult to smart people that had no social that had social awkwardness to them. That was pretty much a nerd, right? That was an insult. Now you take out retardation as a word because that's an insult. We have to change that. You take out gay, you have to change that. Do all this. But when majority of the nerds are men, we don't need to change the word nerd. We're going to keep throwing it at them. We're going to keep insulting them with this shit. But the fact of the matter is, the nerds that love your show made your show popular for almost, 40, 50 years? That's how long that movie...
46.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how long that movie's been out, the original. It's because of the nerds. The people you deemed unworthy of your time made this shit popular in spite of you. And now you want to be one of them. Now you want to be one of them because growing up, I wasn't into Star Wars, but I got into it when I can understand it and appreciate it as an older man a couple years ago. But this whole bullshit, we're going to change, we're going to diverse this, we're going to do that, we're going to get people against each other. Cap was telling me all the reviews for this week's episode is going to kill Star Wars. And I'm this close to going, you want it? Take it. You want it so bad. Go ahead and take the fucking thing. Do what you want with it. But don't come running back to us when you want to make it popular again. Don't do that whole bullshit where the fucking the last Skywalker is an apology to us because you fucked up the second one. Don't do it. You want the balls? You want the balls in your court? You want to do all this shit? You want to be cutting edge? Go ahead, go do it. But when you lose us, you lost us. You can't unshake that tree because you've been fucking around with it for so goddamn long. It's bad enough that we had to put up with Boba Fett being misrepresented in the fucking book of Boba Fett. It's bad enough that we had to deal with all this shit with Obi-Wan Kenobi outside of the fucking show, which I'm pretty sure people were more opposed to her character than that shit. But I'm pretty sure they just draw it to the fact that she was a black girl.
Yeah.
Because Lando Calrissian was the Lando Calrissian is a black man in the 70s, the coolest motherfucker we know. Ain't nobody had a problem with him.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Women ran this shit with Leia.
Leia's in charge of the whole fucking resistance.
The issue with Rey was that she was someone who needed someone to save her. That wasn't that the issue?
Well,
I mean, like, think if Rey came out as a badass and she wasn't always, I need you, Ben, and this and that, no one would give a shit.
But the issue was kind of, she needed to be saved, but yet she was overpowered.
Yeah, like, but Ahsoka Tano, everybody loves her. You don't.
Good.
You're fucking up.
I want to point this out again. I'm coming at this from an angle of you're part of the LGBTQ plus community. You want to watch Star Wars? Come on in. The water's fine. The water's great. There's things in here everybody can love. When you turn around like, oh, nerds are gay. Okay. Let's see how many they are. Because as Toe said, if the ones that are not walk away, and this doesn't do well because there's not enough, because I don't know if you know this or not, just because you're part of that community doesn't mean you're a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
I knew a whole bunch of motherfuckers when I was going to school in college that were part of that community and nowhere near into into comics or drawing or art or any of that other shit. So I feel like this is not to bring it up to sports, but you do sports on this thing. You have Caitlin Clark, who she's bringing more attention, and people are finally starting to pay attention to the WNBA
Again.
Yeah, and instead of embracing it and running with it, and coming at it with the mindset of cool, she put your ass in the seats. I'm gonna be the reason that you stay and that you come back. They're completely just shitting on her. And they're potentially ruining all this fucking cachet that she brought in. And I feel like this is going to be the same thing where it's like, you want to come in, come in. But the minute now you start shitting on everything else, well, let's see who's watching when the majority turn off. And I'm not talking about bigoted fans. I'm not talking about people that hate whatever. Again, I don't hate shit. I'm not threatened. I'm wearing an EO Sky fucking t-shirt that I got for Christmas. Because she's one of my favorite wrestlers. She is one of my favorite wrestlers. I'm not threatened by shit. But if you make if this third episode is what everybody's saying it is, and now keep in mind, I didn't watch the people who reviewed the episode because certain people got to see the first 4 episodes. So certain reviewers have actually had firsthand knowledge of what this episode is. And they're the ones who started the whole report that this is going to be the end of Star Wars. If that's true, and I say if, because we don't know how overblown shit is, right? I mean, shit, we didn't even get into our review of the fucking first 2 episodes.
Yeah, not yet.
But if this is exactly what they're saying, why the fuck did you set out to make a fucking series or to feature an episode which you knew would separate and destroy the fandom and destroy the thing that everybody's trying to fucking come together and coalesce around and bump up? Did you not see the reception for The Mandalorian season 1 and 2? The reception for Ahsoka Tano, even though they fumbled it at the end, but the beginning the reception was fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Andor, everybody's still talking about how good Andor is. This is right. With the movies doing whatever they did, the sequel trilogy, with them doing whatever they did, this is right now to have the big resurgence. And we finally get a chance to step away from the Skywalker storyline and have the ability to do something that's fresh that doesn't have to tie in to the story we already know. We could do something fresh. If you truly did something that's going to destroy this, why? Why?
And the crazy shit is the showrunner, the one who made this show, happens to be a lesbian. The main actress in the show happens to be a lesbian. So you're telling me that's what we saw. That's what me and Ray just saw those videos. The people reacted. They said that she's a lesbian.
Okay.
If I'm wrong,
Or she's part of the she's part of the community.
Yeah, if I'm wrong, well then too bad. Fucking, they're a part of the community. They infiltrated Star Wars to destroy it. They didn't infiltrate Star Wars to bring their community into it. They infiltrated Star Wars to destroy it. Now, what does that say about them? What does that say about them? Because not for nothing, how dare you come up and say that you wanted to introduce your community to Star Wars, and then you say that you're going to do something that's going to divide, that's basically going to make people not watch it. And I'm not sitting here going, oh, the Asian Jedi is a homosexual, or the guy, the other guy there is gay, or anything. They're mentioning 2 non-binary robots who are literally non-binary, or who are binary because they're made out of code, which is numbers.
Yeah.
But they're talking about them having a relationship and having sex, where they can't reproduce that way. So that's physically impossible and logically error. It's a logical error to think that way for two robots because they wouldn't have the desire to do that. So you're stupid now. And you come in here and you ruin something. And then you don't want the backlash on the community? If I'm not mistaken, isn't that kind of like an act of war? Isn't that kind of like you're edging on fucking bigotry of your own? You're using your platform, you're using your sexuality as a weapon to tear down something that had nothing to do with anything? This is not like this is a male, like this is not a male dominated genre of shit. We had plenty of alien female Jedi, plenty of humanist female Jedis, female Siths. One of the baddest characters in these shows are the females that Cap mentioned already, and robots, cyborgs, and now you have to do what? Now what? Like Cap mentioned, I think the only time we ever seen people show an act of love is when Anakin and Padme got married and was pregnant. That was the only time we actually seen people pregnant. Even Anakin, his birth is the Immaculate Conception.
Yeah. And again, in this show fucking specifically, which is fucking amazing, the only hinting of any type of relationship is between the Jedi with the gold lightsaber and the main actress, the good sister.
There's a little bit of the apprentice in there too. You know, with the smart put your shirt on or other shit.
Yeah. And what do you call it? There's no other, unless this third episode is just a massive fucking the boys fucking orgy. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're hinting. I don't know how this is the gayest. Nothing about this has hinted in that direction. And I will say this, but before I get into that, here's one of the badass ones that I haven't mentioned. Asajj Ventress. If you know the Clone Wars, you know who she is. Dual wielding lightsaber, Padawan on the dark side to Darth Tyrannus, Count Dooku. One of the most badass fucking females in Star Wars. But I will say this. If your entire identity is one thing, you're a boring person.
Yeah.
And I know that because the only thing that I am is a nerd. Outside of that, there's nothing else relative about me. I know I'm a boring person. I have been told I'm a boring person. I only have that one aspect, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And if your only thing is that one aspect, that's fucking boring. And I'll give you an example. That last Power Rangers movie, the reboot with the pop singer in it and the girl from Aladdin. Billy was autistic in that movie.
Yeah.
Was that the only fucking thing he was doing? No. He was a well-rounded character that just so happened to be a fucking autistic. They didn't bring it up. It wasn't a fucking big deal. Everybody accepted him. Nobody said shit about it. And when he died, that was kind of like, oh shit. They killed Billy. Because they made us connect to him as the entire fucking person. make us connect to the person. And if that person happens to be X, okay. You want another example? There's an entire, you can fill the largest stadium in the world. And at the first inkling, you hear, Mama, just kill the man. Every motherfucker in that building sings along. Freddie Mercury, one of the gayest motherfuckers in the world. Like, he died, presumably from AIDS, from banging whoever the fuck was around him. You line up right now.
Elton John.
You saying you're selling tickets to? I'm not even getting into Elton John. You sell tickets, and you hear, well, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body. I know not everybody's got a body like you. George Michael's gay. Everybody loves this motherfucker. Why? Because of their voice and the personality and the person they were and what they did had nothing to do with the singular fucking thing. It's the person.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, when we get into a review of this thing, they've done a piss poor job of giving us people to get invested in. And I'll save my whole shit for when we get into it.
Quick correction. The actress's name is Amanda Steinberg. She's non-binary.
Yeah, I read she's pansexual or either bi or pan, either one, she says.
Well, yeah. But yeah, so anyway, it doesn't matter.
But
they yeah.
No,
yeah.
this is even perfect. In that interview, when you see her talking, does it look like the only fucking thing about her is that she's either bi or pan or whatever she wants to call? That looked like a complete person just talking.
Yeah.
Even to the point when, go back and watch the beginning of this segment, this little part here, when Toad brought it up, I was like, she is?
Yeah.
Proof positive in real life that if you put a whole person to connect with, the other shit doesn't matter. People love Anakin Skywalker. He killed kids.
Oh, and that was another thing. We saw where the dude was talking about the force is not good or bad. Like, you know, like the dark side is not good or bad. This is what you think of it. Yeah. And he goes, oh, you people love like you say Darth Vader killed a lot of people, but Anakin Skywalker blew up the Death Star. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. Luke Skywalker blew up the Death Star, but he said Anakin. And I'm like, you're comparing Anakin to Darth Vader? They're the same person. But then, okay, Luke, he goes, they killed millions of people. So did we in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Well, not millions. I think it was like hundreds of thousands. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we thought we were right also.
Yeah.
But the thing is this. Stop putting your agenda on us. Now, listen, I can tell you thousands of things in wrestling that I wish would happen. I give you a storyline based off of what they have now, not who I want to push. Yes, I would tell you who I want to be there, but I'm not pushing the agenda. If we had the opportunity to write a show, we're not going to sit here and go, okay, now the only people on the show can be Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Or this, that, and this. It's like Star Wars should have been, one, a getaway from the world, because like we said, this is a fucking mystical land with magical powers and magical beings. So it should be a getaway from real life. You shouldn't feel the need to see you in this. You know? And you want to talk about some shit. During the civil rights movement, everyone felt what Martin Luther King said during his speech, the I Have a Dream speech. Ain't nobody turn around and say, you know something? You should have an Asian person on that stage. Because I don't feel represented during that speech. Let's rewrite the speech and put an Asian person on it. Throw some gays in there and some Spanish. No. Because the speech was meant to be what it was. And everyone felt it because no matter who said it or who he said it for, it encompassed everyone because all of us want to be equal in the eyes of this country, in the eyes of the planet. And we can't all be equal if you're trying to jump in front of the line. Now, I'll say this, it's only my opinion, but you don't get extra points because you're gay. Life is hard, and I get it. Yo, you came out, but like Cap said, that can't be the only thing about you. But you can't be sitting here and going, we need this, we need that. I'm Spanish. And I'm not sitting here saying this is the only Spanish show. Our nationalities and all that other shit is a back burner to what we do here. We talk about sports, we talk about comics, we talk about wrestling, we talk about life. It encompasses all nationalities, all genders. It doesn't just encompass the Spanish shit. We've had people on this show get like viewers of all different shapes, sizes, race, colors, and all that other shit. Not once did we go, we have to put these people first. You want to be included in here? You be who you are. And you don't project it on other people. What I mean by that is, you want to be gay, that's fine. No one here is going to fault you for it. No one here really cares. That's on you, Blair. But when you come in and you start doing this whole, we got to take over everything, we have to change everything to do stuff, and all this other shit because we're gay, because you need to know we're gay. There's so many people out there that are gay and they don't see any representation. I'll tell you one thing. If you play a fucking video on YouTube, or if you turn on the news this month, that's all you see. This is also supposed to be Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Fuck us, right? Fuck our mental health. Because everything gotta be LGBTQ. I thought you wanted to be included in shit. I'm just saying. This isn't a fucking bashing on you. This is the way that we've done it. And by we, I mean people. If you want to be included, join the fucking conversation. Don't take over it. Because like I said earlier, you want to change this shit and you want to keep doing this shit in spite of everything. You want to take it? Take it. Don't come running back when you need our help. Because like I said, this has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. And now that's all we hear. Star Wars had nothing to do with race. And with Obi-Wan Kenobi, we had to defend one of the actresses because she was black. Now we have to sit here and listen to a show that had no sexual innuendos in the first 2 episodes is gay. The robots are gay. This is gay. Where did that come from? It came from y'all. Because everyone that we saw review it that had some kind of common sense said, I just want to see a good story. I turned it on because I thought this was going to be something different. I thought this was going to, tell us the stories we didn't get to see because there's no more Skywalkers. This is before the whole Republic and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let's
This is
not
supposed to
forget
be
the
something new.
inspiration was Frozen. Apparently,
Yeah. Which
when I heard that, I
apparently-
was like,
yeah.
"How? How is that?"
That was
different?
another thing from the showrunner's mouth herself. She said that she got inspiration from Frozen, where she took it as the two sisters were lesbians.
Well,
Not
she
even
didn't-
two.
Wait, she didn't say that, but she said the love story of them and their bond. But I'm like,
No, but that's what it. They took. She took that as they were lesbians. The same pressure that lesbians go through. No, they're sisters. Sibling love is a strong love, especially when you're children, because we learn those are the only people that are there for you. Those are your first best friends. Those are your lifelong best friends. Those are the ones that no matter how hard you fight with each other, they're gonna be your blood. They're gonna be there forever. When they pass, it leaves an emptiness in your heart. Why does that have to be why does that have to be anything other than family? But you draw that. And that's a kid that's a kid's cartoon show. Kids cartoon movie. Which I can't even say is promoted to females because little boys could watch it too. They have Olaf in there. They have the prince that the older girl was supposed to marry. You know what I'm saying? This is about someone that's different, that gets outcasted and is trying to find their way back. And the sister that got hurt and is trying to forgive her other sister. There's a deeper story than just two women hugging each other. This is the problem. You see everything on the surface fucking level, and then you want to turn it to that shit. You want to take it. Don't give it back. I'll let y'all go.
Yeah. You had mentioned something about wanting to see yourself up on the screen.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have room to stand on here because when you look at me, white skin, blue eyes, male, half to nearly 75% of the motherfuckers you see on screen, white skin, blue eyes, male. So, I mean, I'm not the one that can bring up representation on the screen and lack thereof, right? But I will say this, that I don't connect to characters, or you shouldn't connect to characters solely because you see yourself in them. You should be able to connect because the way you see in yourself is, those are the values that I have. Those are the characteristics that I share. That's why they call me Cap. It's not because I want to be Steve Rogers. Shit, you can ask Toe. I hate it when people tell me I'm like so and so.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to be so and so. My tattoo is not of another fucking character. It's something I drew myself. I don't play games unless I can make my own character. So I'm not worried if you can connect to something, that's the part of yourself that's being represented. And yeah, does it help? Does it help? And especially in the society today, to see LGBTQ plus members interact so that it's more, what the term they use, it's more normalized.
What up, Leon?
So that it's not such a big thing. Yeah. Are we there? Are we even close to it? No, I'm pretty sure we went fucking back a little bit, to be honest. But
I mean,
say all that.
there was more gay representation back in the fucking 80s than there is now.
I say that to bring this up. We mentioned Andor a couple of times.
Yeah.
Tell me which Spanish region of the galactic galaxy Andor comes from. Because beside his accent, what makes him Spanish? Nothing. But here's again, nuance and context. I'm all about that. Here's where you could see here's where somebody who looks like me, who people wouldn't naturally assume is Spanish, that's a perfect character to go, hey, I can connect to Andor because of A, B, C, and D. These characteristics and traits that I share, that I aspire to be, that I want to, that I latch on to. At the same token, somebody who looks like Toe, over here, can look at him and go, boom. Somebody who looks like me, who's up on the screen. But again, this is the nuance here. Yeah. Does seeing it matter and help? It does. But again, show me where he was Spanish.
Yeah. He didn't have a Puerto Rican flag on him.
Jimmy Smits has been in since the prequels. He's Leia's father, adopted father from Alderaan. We know he's Spanish. Show me where his character was Spanish. Lando Calrissian. Unless you're going into stereotypes, where was he black? Samuel L. Jackson, where was he black?
Yeah.
Boba Fett, I can't pronounce the guy's name who played him, but we all know he's a Pacific Islander.
What was it? Yeah.
Tamai Moore, I think his name is. Where was the thing? Like, oh, Boba Fett is a Pacific Islander.
What was the name of the planet that Luke was given to his uncle?
Tatooine.
He was South Tatooine. He was South African Tatooine.
But I say this because Finnick Chen, again,
yeah,
Asian American, you can see on screen, but the character is written and made in such a way that, dude, again, I'm going to bring this up. Io Sky, if you don't know Io Sky, she's an Asian wrestler from Japan.
GG.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it, but
Yo, that's still the most. We had to clip that because that shit was funny. Of just like,
but again, an Asian wrestler. Am I Asian? No. But I can connect to her because I like the wrestling style. I like her character work. I like her ring work. I like her, even though she doesn't speak that much English, I like her mic skills and the way she carries herself. Asuka is probably the only woman on this planet that if you said I had an inkling of a shot, I'd go get a fucking ring and marry her right now. And again, we have nothing representational wise in common.
Yep.
But yet I connect.
No.
Yep.
So just because, again, with the nuance, is it good to see? Yes. But just because you see it doesn't mean it fucking connects or doesn't mean it's going to have the effect, because it has to be well-rounded. We have to fall in love with the fucking person.
Yeah,
and character.
And that's the thing, is that, like, you want to see your representation on screen, then you connect with the character and the person that they are. Because think about it. Imagine now, Darth Raven, right? Let's say he's the worst person we see. He is Star Wars Hitler. As a matter of fact, let's take it that way. They make a movie, Elseworld. Hitler is in there. You want representation? Hitler's a transsexual now. how much backlash would they get? You don't make a blah, 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 blah. No, but you just want to see us on screen, right? How many characters have we seen in movies that were gay that were some of the baddest motherfuckers we seen? Tu Wong Fu was the funniest shit I've ever seen. And all they did was they you want representation, there you go.
Yo, do you know who's been
Birdcage?
Yo, Birdcage was one of the funniest fucking Robin Williams movies. Yo, do you want to know who's been killing it since he was been little? NPH. You know who that is?
Neil Patrick Harris?
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, yo, he has to be one of the
been killing it since Doogie Howser. Everything he touches is almost gold.
Yeah, he got to be the most perfect performer we've ever seen.
And again, he's got a husband. He's got children. Nobody fucking says anything to him. Nobody says anything about him. He goes on Broadway and does Hedwig in the ear something. I forget the name of that play, but Brain knows what it is. He goes on Broadway, kills it.
Yep.
Nobody says anything.
You know, now I'm gonna bring up two things that I can identify with. Lay last week tells me, yo, listen, do me a favor, even if it's just one episode, watch the first episode of Yellowstone and tell me the character that best resembles you. I said, okay. I watch it. I get a little hooked. I'm on like episode 5 or something, and I send him a picture of the dude. It's a dude from Paparazzi. Now, I go, this is the answer that you're looking for, right? He goes, yeah, that's the guy. I said, okay, cool. I connect with him because he's the guy who puts the family first. He does the dirty work. He's the type of guy that when they brand some of the criminals that they get to work on the farm, and it's a choice that they make, but that means you are to be trusted now. You made the sacrifice. You be trusted. Your family now. You're part of the family. The people that work on the farm that does not have this brand, they're just workers. So one of the guys that didn't have the brand was beating up the other guy that had the brand, and he beat the shit out of the guy without the brand and said, you don't touch him. You see this fucking thing here? You don't touch him. And he goes, your fucking family, you belong here. This fucking guy don't take that shit from him, right? And they wind up kicking that guy off the thing. And I was like, this is how I connect with him. Family first, rough around the edges, all that shit. Now, the Mighty Ducks. I don't play hockey. We played a little hockey outside, in the street, because Cap was into hockey back in the day. I don't play hockey. There wasn't any. I think there was one black kid in the movie. And not if there were Spanish kids, they looked white.
There was the one Spanish kid.
Which one?
The big kid. I'm gonna bring
Goldberg?
up the picture right now. Huh?
The not Goldberg, the hockey player?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up.
I'm sorry, the goalie? Goldberg was the goalie.
Yeah.
But I watched it. I enjoyed it because unlike the people nowadays, we didn't look for actual discrimination and shit like that in movies. But who did I connect with? Basham Brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because I play physical, so that's who I connected with. Casino. That ain't us. That ain't our culture. That's the Italian mafia. They ran fucking Vegas. And I connected with that movie because it wasn't about the mafia. It was about life. It was literally about, look at the mistake this guy made. He had it all. And this is how men handle situations. Yeah, Goldberg. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it was. You watch the Power Rangers. Even though Ray hates the Power Rangers.
Oh my God, he hates the Power Rangers.
You would never know, man. You would never know.
Hear the shit this fucking guy says. Now we grow up and it's like, it's crazy how the Asian girl was yellow and the black guy was the Black Ranger. But we didn't see that growing up. We wasn't looking like, yo, how come we don't have a brown ranger or a fucking turquoise ranger for the fish or anything like, it's like, yo, no, we had rangers. We didn't question how these kids knew fucking karate and they can get away from class every day, and we just enjoyed it. There was no representation. Like, in all honesty, the only time I've heard about representation is like in my 20s. And then you start thinking, like, something? Not for nothing. Every Spanish man that we seen in the movie was the gangbanger.
Yeah.
And then you hear an interview. This guy goes, every movie I was in, I played Hector, and I was a gangbanger.
Yeah, legit. I think in his IMDb, everything for that guy is fucking Hector.
Yeah,
legit to a T. Even the extra roles he did, Hector.
Yeah.
Hector. But no, I think that's the thing of it, that it's like when it comes to representation, the reason a lot of times people search for it is because of the way it's portrayed. Like with Latino representation, for the longest, when you look at films, it was just that. It was either we were the gangster, the drug dealer, we were this, we were abusive, we were this way. That it's like we searched for, finally at one point, it's like, can we be something else? Can we get something else? And the thing with this, that I think the issue with this situation is the way that the creator and the actress described it. Because the LGBT community, yes, they want their representation, but they're not trying to push it either. This scenario, again, like I said, the satire and all of that, it feels forced, and that's what created this outrage. But it's like, it's just like anyone else. You want to see yourself on there. You want characters to be relatable, but it isn't a thing of it necessarily has to be blatant either. The way they did it, it's like this is like how we're Latinos sometimes, that we say it, that it's like, yo, we get it. You don't have to have the flag basically there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are some people like that. There are some people like with our culture that it's like, yo, how you know I'm Puerto Rican? My guy, you got the flag everywhere.
Word.
You don't need that. Like there's sometimes, no matter what it is, there are people that overdo it, that it then feels like that is the overshadow for everything.
Yeah.
And that creates the that thing of like, oh, where is this agenda?
That shit came mad late.
Yo, facts.
Y'all mad late. Why y'all interrupting my boy Ray?
You interrupted him.
I ain't say nothing. I've been here by myself quiet.
No, I pressed it when you took that breath.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, he started talking again.
No, you know what was funny? And then I was trying to pause like when it could play, and it was like, oh, I guess not. What's going on, show? But no, it creates that moment of like, again, it creates outrage unnecessarily.
Yeah.
And that's the issue with this. Like,
and the crazy shit is true though, because think about it. When they were like, oh, we need black representation in the MCU, and they came out with the Black Panther. Ask anybody. With the amount of shit I heard about that movie, I thought that was gonna be a fuck the white man, black power type movie. And what I got was an MCU movie that just so happened to have Wakanada in it. And I was like, boy, did I come prepared to see the wrong shit.
No, but that's all I was wanted. But it's like,
yeah,
it's just seeing that, because it's getting something out of it,
But yeah, I get it. But now it's like, all right, you're taking it too far, because yeah, that was too much, because it was almost like you've never seen a black man on screen before. And I get it. Black Panther, MCU, billions of dollars. We want representation. You got it. You blew it out of proportion. But the MCU never changed because of that blowing out of proportion. But now, now all of a sudden, you got these people, and they want representation, and I'm sitting here in all humility, going, which one of y'all want representation first? Because I, as a Spanish man, am happy to see what's his name playing Mando and Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, Pedro Pascal. And he's not even Puerto Rican. He's some other type of Spanish, but we got something there. But you got gay, queer, lesbian, pansexual, potsexual, Zezer, Transformers, more than meets the eyes, transsexuals. You got 27 letters out of the 26 letters in the alphabet representing every single one of y'all. Which one do you want to see represented? Because the last time I checked, a lot of these TV shows, cross-dressers was represented as comedian things. Birdcage had the gays. Queer Eye for the Straight Guy TV show, very popular. Came back in 2 different channels.
Yo, we watched that shit.
Came back in 2 different channels. Chopped has a gay host. Fucking everywhere. Literally everywhere. And we're not hating. Yeah, we're not hating here on this show. We're just saying, how much more you need to be in everything? Cool. But don't change what it is.
Yeah.
Gold Dust was perceived
androgynous.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
It was the little
Billy and Chuck and Simon Diamond. They all played that his manager.
Rico.
Well, he was Simon Diamond. That was ECW.
No, Simon Diamond was the trainer.
A completely different dude.
Yeah, it's a different guy.
Who the fuck was Rico in ECW?
No,
Rico
was
in ECW. Simon Diamond was Nova.
Simon Diamond was Nova. Yeah, he was the
now I put
trainer.
a fucking another Simon Diamond in ECW to represent you, motherfuckers. Thank you. You don't thank me enough for putting you in history, assholes. But you know what I'm saying? Like, then the movies come out and you do all this other shit, and women want representation. Wonder Woman came out. Wonder Woman 1, we thought was gonna steal the momentum back from the MCU. That's how good that movie was. They said that was better than Captain America. And we don't have an issue with that. But now this character is gonna be a woman. What? This character is going to be a woman. What? And the best part of Waking Up is when they go, we're going to give these women lead acting roles. No problem. Their character, Scarlet Witch ain't a woman. You know, the fucking Black Widow isn't a woman. Captain Marvel, according to MC, she's not, it's not a man, I'm sorry. Black Widow is not a man. That's a woman. Captain Marvel is a woman. Okay, lead acting roles. Go ahead, do your thing. And the minute you make it, all this shit is fuck men, fuck this, fuck that. And you watch it and you go, yeah, there's a lot of woman power. The woman power was in the fact that you was the lead actress. You make a lot of shit that we have to dumb down. Like, we make a lot of shit as men in movies. Like Captain America. It's about a 6 foot something, blue-eyed, blonde-haired white boy going to fuck up Hitler in World War II. And the second leading role is Peggy Carter, an intelligent British woman agent. We didn't dumb her down. We didn't dumb anyone else down. We gave you the character. The women lead. The men are stupid. The men can't do this. Fuck everybody when you're sitting on the side. It's like, yo, do we need that? Are you because the representation you're giving us is that all women hate men. And why would we want to see that? Why would we want to see that? And then the representation that you want for gay people is that everyone's gay. Why would we want to see that either? I don't care what sexuality the Asian man that's in this fucking TV show is. The lessons he's teaching this girl and his 2 other apprentices are cool to me. The way he's teaching the kids are cool to me. I don't care what his sexual orientation is. But you're going to force everyone to be gay? For what? To make you happy? You're supposed to be happy already. That's what the word gay means. You took that. When we do it, everyone is on the same level. When you do it, everyone falls to their fucking face. That's why people have an issue with it. That's the issue. the all-female cast of Ghostbusters. You made fucking Thor look like a complete mindless moron. The fuck out of here. He couldn't even answer a phone, Yos.
And yet, in the original Ghostbusters and in the remake, not the remakes, but the two new sequels,
Yeah, the new ones.
doesn't the secretary now have an expanded role?
Yes.
And is actually doing some shit.
And
Yeah,
the
in this
daughter,
last one, she's basically part owner. And
yeah, and the daughter of the family, who's the youngest one, is the smartest one catching the ghost. With the original Ghostbusters.
Yep.
We raised her up. No one has an issue with that. You see what I'm saying? You want representation? Make sure that when you put your representation into, you represent everybody also.
Yeah.
No one here acts stupid when someone else comes in. We're all the same playing field.
Yeah. Which again, that's what I'm saying. I think this is the. I get wanting that, but I think the creator, I get wanting to merge both, wanting to have representation and then you showcasing that fandom. The issue is you kind of forgot the essence of the fandom, and yes, you could have that. But the issue is it creates the false narrative of that's the representation they want too. Because I doubt that's what they want. I don't think it's one of those where it's like you want it to be blatant, like this, you know? Just like with us, we don't want, if it's Latin representation, you don't want it to just be blatantly everything Latin, you know? It's like, cool, mix it in, have it be something. But it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be boom.
Yeah.
I don't blow in your face, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's one of those where it's like create the story. As long as the story is there, boom, it creates a show. And you could have the essence, you could have stuff like that where you can have a character like that, have showcase that. The lead could be a part of the community. Awesome, that works. Have representation, but don't make it where it's like, oh, it's representation. It's just all representation and a little bit of story. It's like, wait, you're missing the essence of what a show is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I want to point out this thing because Toe was hitting on this in his speech there.
Yeah.
Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni did The Mandalorian.
Yep.
And like I said, we got that scene where all four women rocked up and wiped the fucking floor with everybody who was in that fucking spaceship, right? The head showrunner and the writer who we just saw in that interview, she wrote and directed the first 2 episodes. Let's take the controversy of the LGBTQ out of it. All right? Let's say there's not even that controversy in there. None of this exists. You really want your representation to be a character that's so fucking dumb that she hits a force field once and goes, well, the only way through this is to kick it 107 more times.
Yep.
What? That's the representation you want? How are you guys not mad that that's what you got? If this is the gayest Star Wars show, like we've mentioned many a time, the only inkling of a relationship is between a man and a woman, and you got a fucking Jedi Master who, for no reason, because they didn't tell us what the reason was, turned around, was meditating for 10 years and said, fuck it. The bitch who was trying to break through my force wall, I'll drink the poison because she told me to. For what? He didn't be... Yo, this Jedi was so distraught, apparently, of what he did, that he was willing to kill himself instead of becoming one with the Force or talking with Yoda, because Yoda's around, or talking with Soul, or talking with Trinity's character, or working his issues out, or what the fuck did he do Because according to Soul, this bitch burnt down her own house, and they went in and tried to save everybody, and they couldn't, and they thought she died. So what did he do? What did he do that was so bad that he had to lock himself away and then drink poison himself because she told him to? There's only one thing in my head that makes that fucking leap possible. Because if this whole thing is just, we left her to die, well, none of the other fucking Jedi seem to be that fucking distraught.
And he touched her.
Yeah, like, were you the one who fucking sat there and was like, oh no, look, she's fine. And then you just walked out of the room and was like, she's dead, everybody, let's go. Like, what the fuck did you do? This is, and I want to get into the fucking, to the review, but we'll get into that later. But in terms of representation, if this is what you're getting, you should be with us and turn around and go, nah, fuck this show. That's the best you got? The bitch did a whole fucking 15, and I'm exaggerating, but a 15-minute kung fu montage hitting a fucking force barrier. Now that leads to tell me that she's the dumbest character in the history of Star Wars, even dumber than Reva. Because she's either not smart enough to know that whoever's training her doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, or he's training her incorrectly on purpose.
Possibly the latter.
And I'm still waiting for this representation of homosexuality. Because like I said, in these first two episodes, I haven't seen not one inclination of it.
I lied. The Jedi and her sister are not the only ones. The dude who was running the fucking apothecary and the evil sister, you could tell he thinks there's something there.
What?
The dude she got the poison from.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can tell by his interaction that there's something, that there could be something there.
I can see that, like a little. Again, it's so slight though. It's not a.
That's what I'm saying. Those are the only hints of any fucking type of relationships.
Yeah.
But
then again, even then, it's like, okay,
it's a stretch.
Yeah, it's. But that's I guess that's how we have to break it down, because that's how again how distant we are from anything in a sexual nature. Because that's not what the fuck the show is about. That's not where the story is. That's not where it should be. This is not the fucking. We're supposed to be worried about battles and this and that and actual journeys and all that instead of anything else.
And not for nothing. The last thing I'm gonna say before we get to the reviews, and I'll let you guys speak about this. You want to represent something? Represent the fucking acolyte that you're supposed to represent from the Star Wars stories, because you did the piss poor job of identifying what acolyte's supposed to be and doing anything different than with the Force.
Yeah.
Because, like we said, you made these characters stupid. And everything became so fucking convoluted. It's like, why would you want this to be your representation, like Cap said? And you're okay with what we just saw? Maybe you should stop trying to represent LGBTQ and start representing the writers and start representing Star Wars. Because remember your job. The first thing that should be coming through is a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
A gay character isn't the story. The acolyte is. And I don't even know what the fuck acolyte is. Because of you.
Isn't that the tag team that was taken over in the WWF like in the
Yeah.
90s?
Yeah, the protection agency.
You had the Acolytes. It was a good team. Good guys.
Yeah, but
They killed Public Enemy,
yeah.
but good guys.
Because if you think about it, Captain America's original story of the first Avenger represented the Nazis, who was represented by the Red Skull, which was the representation for them in the comics.
Yep.
Represented America, which was America in the comics. You know what I'm saying? It represented Peggy Carter, who was a character, and that was a representation that they made. Now, did they make the movie perfect? No, but the nuance of the movie and all the details of the movie were correct.
Yep.
They didn't go, something. I think we need to bring in Asian mathematical skills for World War II. You need to represent Asia in the world, in the war between Russia and America. The fight between Captain America and Red Skull.
Germany, but yeah.
No, I mean, still.
Point taken.
But we did have the Wild Commandos.
Howling Commandos.
Howling Commandos with a black guy in it.
With
There's
an
Asian in it. Yeah, like we had the representation there. But like I said, that's the last thing I'm going to say about that. You failed in every sense of the word, and I'm just going to leave you off with Lay.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Any last comments before we get into the review?
No, because I really want to talk about this.
All right. Real quick. Show, you got anything you want to say based on what we just said?
I'm bad. I gotta find that button. I gotta find
You really said everything you need to say, man. It's like, you know what? Fuck it.
We hear you, Show. You unmuted now.
I was gonna say I gotta find that button, man. Give me a second. Hold on.
Yo, Show really wanted his representation there. That's what it was.
He found that exit button real quick.
Yo,
that shit was great.
What I wanted to say is I wish we had a gay representative to talk while you was going on your rant. We should have invited somebody gay into this. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. No, and that's I'm not gonna lie. I do agree with Show on that. That I feel like we need someone that again sees this and their thoughts on that being the way to describe bringing representation. Because again, I feel like anyone that's actually a part of their community might not agree with the sentiment of how she said it, like how the satirical way of how they made comments. Because again, I doubt that's how anyone wants their representation being represented in a sense, you know? Like I doubt that's like we want it to be pushed. Like it's like no, you want representation, you want it to be out there, but it's not like let's just push it to push it, you know? Like that's not what this whole month's supposed to be about in either sense. It like with the even with like you said with the men's mental health month, it's like you don't want fucking not to push it, just like cool, know that it's there, know that this is a thing, instead of boom, boom. Like it shouldn't be a let's shove it because it's like no one gets the point then. No one understands it. No one you get that reaction the way that all those podcasters that we were watching, you know? You get that anger reaction instead of acceptance and understanding. It's like no one wants that either. So it's finding the balance and finding something where again, the nature should be have it be a story, have it be what Star Wars is supposed to be. And cool, you could have the mix in of there being representation by be it certain characters or certain elements. It doesn't need to be the crazy forefront because then it loses it loses the sentiment of it all, you know?
I hear you.
You know what? I will say this last one thing. I have found an understanding in what was said as we were talking. Because if you take her literally and you take her words for exactly what she said, nerds are gay, then you bring umbrage. Because again, I myself am not. But
I'm not even.
I wouldn't really consider you a nerd though.
A thug nerd.
So
I'm not a nerd or gay.
Here's where I find some commonality in what she said though. There was a point in time where if you were into comics or Star Wars or whatever, you kind of had to hide that part of yourself. It wasn't really accepted. You did get ridiculed. You did get beat up. You did get bullied. You are the laughing stock of the family or the butt of the joke in the family. And sometimes to this day, you're still the fucking butt of the joke in the family. And now it's come around to where everything's accepted. And we have the Big Bang Theory. And we have Stranger Things playing D&D. And we have D&D live shows. And we can go to Broadway to see D&D. And Comic-Con's fucking big. And everything's fucking... We get in Marvel movies and DC movies and video game adaptations and all this shit. So I can see where that parallel is drawn. I could see where you would say nerds should know some of, not all, but some of the struggles of the LGBTQ plus community. There are some parallels there. So if you're not taking it 100% literally, I don't have a problem really with that statement. But that was never fucking brought up. That was never mentioned. Much like the fucking problems with the show that I have, none of that was clearly defined. So therefore, you only left us with what we saw literally.
Yeah. It only gives you the literal sense instead of...
And that is where the problem lies.
Agreed.
Because you didn't give us enough of the context. And I just gave it to you right now for free. That's how you draw the fucking parallel. And if anybody's thinking rationally and logically about it, again, nerd does not equal gay. But what nerds went through and what some of the members of the LGBTQ plus went through, yeah, I can see that.
Here you go.
No, I mean, I get that, but through my eyes, I saw someone laughing and saying all nerds are gay, and then but there was no sarcasm, and the thing is, you're not necessarily chosen to be the representation, right? Because when you're doing your interview, you're a human, and you're supposed to be who you are. But if you choose to represent certain people, then you're gonna have to actually represent those people.
Yeah.
Because Henry Cavill will say he's a nerd all day, and I'm pretty sure when people say stuff like that, he takes exception to it. And they've had conversations with him taking exception to it. And you don't have to be a man for you to turn around and go, well, I mean, these are just characters. You don't have to be a man. Like, you don't have to be a man to go, because The interviewer himself said not all nerds are gay. Some of them might be, but the interviewer had to go back on it because she was so strong. To me, that was one of those. Well, you know something. I don't want her in. I don't want her in this shit. You didn't take that serious. You just insulted us, or insulted him. And if you insult him, you insult me. You just insulted us for your own enjoyment. And that you don't do that. Especially if you're going to be a part of something that's huge, that's over 50 years old, that people grew up on, that some people, that's all they know, that people been ridiculed for, bullied for. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want to compare that to being gay, so did all the gay people at that time. Went through ridiculation. They went through beatings. They went through killings. They went through all that shit because they were gay.
Yeah.
Did we forget that also?
Which I think that's what Cap was trying to like the
The
correlation with it. Yeah.
The thing is now, if you're gonna correlate geek and nerd to gay, remember back in those days when the nerd had to hide from it, the gays got it worse. So
That's
remember
what I
who
said.
you're making
Again,
fun of. Remember what topic you want to bring up in this conversation.
Yeah.
Because it's not funny.
Yeah. This is what I said again. I don't think, unfortunately, the representative there might have represented what the actual sentiment is, you know?
Word.
So it's that scenario.
But Ray's trying to protect y'all. But
I'm trying to actually be the actual like
nuance
for the actual not for her, but I'm saying for the actual community. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
The gay community was not invented in the 2000s when it was safe to come out.
Unfortunately, it was not. Yeah.
It's been here for a long time.
Yeah.
And they've been through this.
Yeah.
They've been through suffering.
No, and this is why I'm like,
and not so they could paint their face and during a parade, just so they can love the person they loved.
Yeah.
They went through all that just so they could be with the person they wanted to be with.
Just so they could be themselves.
Yeah,
is the scenario.
So take that shit easy.
Yeah. So it's like that. The reason I was like, let me try to at least say that, just because a lot of the stuff we were watching, all you saw was instantly the word thrown agenda or this and this, and it's like, well, calm it down a little bit, because now you're sounding, you're proving one of the statements right. You know what I'm saying?
I went to her channel. She is a political. She makes she doesn't do videos based off of comics. She does it based off of trending topics.
Okay, no,
and
but that's
most of the
like
topics
a lot
are political,
of the,
so that's why she put those words out there.
Yeah, no, but a lot of the people, a lot of the ones, even not just her, it was like you heard that. And it's like, okay, quick. It's like it's this. And that's what it's like. It's already becoming. It's like you belittle just again the sentiment of it. That's where it's like let's be a little different. And it's like, hey, again, I get it. The way this person said it, it comes off away, but it's like, let's not forget. End of the day, let's also have that respect for the community. It's like, again, they have been ridiculed for their stuff. Again, and I can imagine they want representation, just in a way that it's not like, hey, doing it this way, so it's disrespectful for the fandom, for nerds, geeks, whatever.
And at that time, because we grew up at that time, we grew up in there with it wasn't safe to say you was gay. It wasn't safe to wear the color red. It wasn't safe to be in a car with people of your color, right? We grew up in that time. And in that time, there was plenty of representation of homosexuality in the movies because they were trying to get it more accepted than it was then. Because God forbid you said you was gay to the wrong people. Remember Summer of Sam? The Summer of Sam, that movie, when they were in, Rhode Island? Right at that dead end? And the dude came out as gay and those people was like, oh, he's gay, and they beat him to death? That happens. That happened then. That was part of life. That's why they hid. It wasn't no shame. They died. They got their ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? So don't take that shit so loosely. The same way how you bring up oppression and all that with African Americans and all that, the slavery and the civil rights movement, they went through some shit. It's not a topic to play with. We grew up in that era. We know what it's like to be fucking ridiculed for being different. And motherfuckers is bitching about some shit that it's the easiest time to fucking come out as gay. Like, gay ain't even the fucking word now. You got people out there that are sexually attracted to leaves on a tree or some shit. So relax. That's the issue here. Star Wars had nothing to do with this. It had nothing to do with this. So keep that shit out there. Keep that this Star Wars. Keep that off this subject, and all the other shit off this subject. You want representation? Represent yourself. All right, let's get into the fucking reviews before the show gets tired.
I guess this is the real main event of the conversation. So here we go. The Acolyte, episodes 1 and 2, aka we're gonna skip the other stuff. We're just gonna go into the mix of it because why the fuck not? I'm not saying that's what we're doing. I'm just saying that's what they did because it was fuck it. Why do we need a backstory? Just know it's 100 years before all that. Boom.
Yeah,
here we go.
It kind of felt like we jumped into episode 3 and 4.
Yeah, it's like they basically said, "Hey, this is before, but we're not going to tell you what happens right before." So, boom. It's like, wait, what? How are we? Also, did they not? They did not give a shit about the font. Like, this is the first time I felt like the production for the little intro was just like,
Yeah,
here you go, here's something.
Yeah.
Like what happened? They couldn't Photoshop at least a little bit of a.
This is one of the highest budgeted Disney Plus shows.
Did they waste all the money before they did the intro?
I guess so.
Like the intro, I'm like, that was something when I watched a few reviews too, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, they got a point. Why is there no like? It didn't feel like like it didn't feel like that. Just like
yeah.
Here, 100 years before. It's like
you wasting our film.
Basically, it's like,
they spent all that money trying to get a dagger to stop with the Force.
Man, wait till we get to the daggers because that should piss me off.
Yeah, the fight choreography, dope.
Yeah.
I like Soul. I like the new guy
No.
with the yellow lightsaber.
No.
Because, again, am I Asian? No. Am I... Technically, I'm mixed race. So, but am I that mixed? No.
You're not Asian?
Nope.
No.
Damn it, Joe.
Just because he knows math doesn't mean he's Asian.
Apparently I don't. You've all seen that short. But, so I connected. I found something that I could connect myself with their philosophy and their teaching and blah blah blah. Here's where I have a problem with this fucking show. You have some dark side user, whoever the fuck that is, told this girl to kill a Jedi without a weapon. But then you don't kill the Jedi, you kill what they stand for. What they stand for. My accent's slipping.
The Departed came out. You got a life sentence for it.
And my transatlantic accent. Hey kid, you want to come out here and make a movie?
And to my left.
Get what they're stand for.
So I'm confused. Do you want her to denigrate the Jedi and get people to distrust them because you're discrediting them and killing what the dream of the Jedi is supposed to be? Or do you want her to physically kill them without a weapon? Because how the fuck do you physically kill someone who can bend the Force to their will without using some sort of weapon? Because we've seen her try to hit this, again, I'm going to bring it up. We've seen her hit this dude's Force wall 150 times. And not to mention, he got her, or she got him to drink the poison.
Yep.
So does that count as killing without a weapon?
I would think so.
Yeah, because it's more mental manipulation than anything.
He committed suicide.
In a sense, yeah.
None of this makes any sense.
And even though guilt is a weapon, so.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like mental manipulation. So technically, it's.
You wanted him to choke him.
I'm gonna jump around because the few things that irk me fucking completely. How the fuck are you gonna turn around like, I will show you to his quarters? And this bitch went the complete opposite direction and got there 25 minutes before you did.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
What was the point?
Right to his quarters.
Yeah. What was the point of that? Like, where did you go? That it's like, she's there. Like, is there a shortcut? Like, what happened there? How is it? She's there.
And how fucking dumb is it? Again, you send her into the apothecary.
Yeah.
You don't know if that dude is on her side, not on her side, was going to turn her in, was going to harm her, was going to befriend her, was already a friend. You know nothing about the dude in there. And just because she looks like her sister, you sent her in without her knowing how to comport herself.
Yeah.
And immediately got found out.
Yeah.
What the fuck kind of Jedi is that?
Yeah, the moral compass was kind of gone there.
Well, it was the apprentice's idea.
But I mean, you have Jedi mind tricks. Tell us about the girl we're looking for.
Right? And he mentioned it too. Don't do that shit to my mind that you do, that you know was for.
That's why I said the mental manipulation. But apparently,
he did it.
He doesn't know.
He did it to the criminal that she saved. That wound up.
Again, this is one of the dumb things. She's on the fucking transport ship. What's up with him? Oh, they keep him docile because he's the most violent one on here. Okay, well, let me wake his ass up because we gotta escape this ship. Now, you're the good person. You want to drag him on board? Fine. You take the fucking thing off of him?
Yeah.
What if he got up and fucking strangled you to death because he didn't give a shit?
Yep.
Dude, this fucking and I don't give a fuck.
No.
Yo, you want representation? And this is a little tongue in cheek. This is a little not tongue in cheek. 50-50 here. You want representation? So, what did I say about the Jedi in the fucking in Solitude in this little force tube?
Oh, that motherfucker was a woman with digital effects on him.
I thought that was a female actress with a beard on.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. He mentioned, I was like, yo, that kind of looked like.
Unconvincing.
Yeah. That looked like a woman with a beard on.
And now I know it's not. It's just the actor with a fake beard. Like, don't put the fucking beard.
I didn't notice that. I gotta rewatch it.
No, yeah. It was.
I gotta rewatch.
It was glaring to me.
Yeah, and to compound what you were saying, you trust the Jedi? Yeah, I believe in the Jedi. She crashes. She senses that they're coming and she runs away. What did you believe in the Jedi?
She believed they were gonna kill her. That's what she believed.
Yeah, but like, no, I'm staying. I believe in the Jedi. All right, cool. So why'd you run? Why'd you run? You could have stayed in the ship and like, I waited for y'all motherfuckers. And then I don't have an issue with the Asian one. What's the name?
Soul?
Who?
Soul, I believe.
So yeah, I don't have an issue with him.
Ah, he's dope.
I actually pointed this out. I said the fight that he had with the evil sister kind of resembled the fight that Darth Vader had with Reva. The movement, the way that they shot it, the fact that he wasn't using his lightsaber.
He did the force speed shit. Like,
yeah, like, it was one of those like, okay, this is where he got it from. Now, I know Ray wants to talk about those daggers, but when she said a Jedi, when a Jedi pulls her lightsaber, she has to kill. She only pulls a lightsaber to kill, and I'm sitting there going, okay, cop, I only pull out my gun to kill people.
Yeah.
Did you not realize that she pulled out the lightsaber to defend herself with those daggers you threw at her?
Yeah.
No, but it was the mental trick. It was the easiest mental of like, I'm gonna make you reconsider. But then it's like the issue with me with the daggers isn't using daggers, but it's the idea of we've seen someone get stabbed. Not once, but twice. And they live.
Yeah.
One fucking dagger. Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it right here. Star Wars is the definitive proof. It is not the size, but it is how you use it. That much did some damage.
Yo, it barely looks
that much did nothing.
Like, it barely looks like this is a pause statement, but it barely looks like it's in. But it killed her. Like, it's like the dagger is semi out, but she's bleeding. But that's it.
Dude, I was just glad that somebody else other than Qui-Gon died from a stabbing.
Like,
I'm kind of fucked up that she called for backup and ain't nobody show up.
No facts.
Yo, I want to point this out because you brought up the whole Jedi doesn't take his blade out unless it's ready to kill, right?
Yeah.
A bunch of people picked that up and was like, oh, they changed Star Wars lore forever. The lore has now changed. And I want to point out that fuck the piss poor writing of this show. That sentence came from a character who's clearly not being trained correctly and is clearly being lied to. So her saying that doesn't mean a fucking thing.
Also, she cheated because she did that just to mess with her. Then kills her 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
that's tantamount to somebody. That's tantamount to me going, you know what? You're not really Vietnamese unless you eat a pun boy sandwich.
It would be a banh mi for Vietnamese.
Huh?
It would be banh mi for the Vietnamese,
Banh mi,
wouldn't it?
there you go.
Yeah.
See,
Po' boy would be the Louisiana version.
It don't mean shit coming from me saying it.
No, you know what the line is? It's basically in Rush Hour. Yo, fight me like a man. Put the gun down. That's what it is. That is legit what the line fucking is.
But
is put the gun down. Fight me like a man.
Her whole stance. Attack me with all your strength. That is not what the fucking dark side user does. You want to kill the motherfucker? Kill the motherfucker.
It was so just that was weird. Also, I was telling Joe before, like, wait a second. They also a lot of the promotional material is like they just killed the promotional material.
Well,
a third of it.
I don't take any umbrage with that because Alfred Hitchcock and Psycho heavily featured that main character in all the promotion, and Janet Leigh, I think her name was, and she died 10 minutes into the movie.
True.
So
you know what it felt like? Because for more recent of fucking with Stomp the Yard, that Chris Brown is heavily featured, even in the trailer. He dies 5 minutes into the film.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Stomp the Yard. It was like, damn.
Thank you, Ray. Now I'm not gonna go wonder if they represent me in that movie.
My my apologies, Cap.
Yo, I was telling
Oh shit.
Show. All right, so
Yep. He was telling us both.
I was telling yeah.
Show was there in spirit.
Yeah.
No, it's because I'm looking at that picture, still baffled that it's not him. I was telling
AI
Joe,
does some things, man.
as we were watching, why in the fuck do you not start your show about the dark side of the Force and the Acolyte with the dark side of the Force and the Acolyte?
Yeah.
With her getting trained in the ways of the dark side, with some context as to how badass this shit is, and then start your killing spree. Because a murder mystery that isn't a mystery when Toe instantly turned around and was like, their hair's different, so it wasn't her.
Yeah.
And then, because I was coming at it from a completely different angle, then I turn around and go, oh, wait, yeah, no. There's no mystery. This one can't use the Force. The other one clearly used the Force.
Yeah.
So it can't be her.
Yep.
Like, what do you think we're dumb?
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna make a murder mystery, you have to make us as clueless as the people trying to solve it. You can't give us the answers and then expect us to watch as people fumble around.
Yeah.
And I said it, like, you know, if this was episode 3 and 4, nice. But we never had no reason for this guy to kill himself. Even Trinity recognized that Soul is scared. Something's gonna pop up. You know, like, there's too much shit going on for us to not know a backstory. At least a little something.
Yeah, it gives us it's too many open-ended stuff right now that it's like this is the start and you're giving us the end in a sense. It's like we shouldn't be here when we don't know how the fuck we get here this quick, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Because they started with the whole attack me with your strongest shit or something like that.
Yeah. Which
And I'm like,
I get that part I get. Okay, you do this, you
But-
establish how this is gonna be of the twin hop, but then it's like we know nothing else.
She said it to 2 of the Jedi, the Bubble, Force, and Trinity.
Yeah.
She didn't say it to Saul.
Yeah.
And Saul's probably the number one person on her list.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But again, if you want to attack the credibility of the Jedi, does it not become more behooving or beholden on you? There's a word that I'm misusing here. That I'm trying to fucking say. Does it not become more beneficial to you to turn around and say, hey, the Jedi were there as my family was burning to death, and they took her and left me? Does that not go more into killing the idea and the dream of a fucking Jedi and defeating them without a weapon than it does sticking daggers in the goddamn people and making them drink poison?
Yep.
So again, what the fuck is she learning to do?
I don't know. And it would have been dope if we didn't get that fucking soliloquy of kill Jedi without a weapon and actually started doing some shit. Because he shows his lightsaber. And that was one of the moments that people, I'm pretty sure they want us to go, oh, but come on, bro, we're not stupid. Now, if that lightsaber was blue, then it'd be like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Now, here's the funny thing. A Jedi doesn't pull its lightsaber unless they're ready to kill. So then I guess a Sith is just willy-nilly with that shit.
Guess so, yeah.
Because he wasn't going to kill you.
Ruthless, huh?
He just fucking whipped it out. Like,
When in doubt. I mean,
Well, I guess the Sith is supposed to be more ruthless, so it makes sense that it's like
yeah, but
you're not. They're not.
Hold on,
It's not
time out.
strike first.
Right. What is more ruthless? The dude
That-
who's just waving the gun around, or the dude who only pulls the gun because he's gonna pull the trigger on you? What's more ruthless, right?
I'm saying the motherfucker is just gonna like, well, fuck it, no questions.
that was supposed to be this thing.
Yeah, true. God, the continuity's not working, so I'm just like, I'm trying
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
No, I get it, but it's true, and they're talking about they're gonna separate the fandom from it, and I hope that they give another reason for the dark side, and like he has his own show after this, like because we're still getting too much of the light side shit.
Yeah.
Yo,
If you want us to connect with the acolyte, what you should have did was had them, on their ship looking for the girl, and then had us follow that Sith Lord and the acolyte, and we're learning from them. We're doing this stuff, and it's almost like, you know what? I kind of agree with this dude.
Yeah.
You want to have your equality in your political statements? Do that shit when it's time to talk.
Dude, this should have been painting the Jedi to look like the arrogant fucking pricks
Yeah.
that they probably are in this High Republic era.
Yep.
Make your fucking show where the Jedis look like the bad guys to the girl who clearly thinks they're the fucking bad guys.
Yep.
Instead of showing us that no, she's the fucking one. Because there's no retort to she burnt her whole family house down. Her only retort is you left me for dead. Well, bitch, you started the fire. The only thing we know is you started a fire. This is the thing I hate about fucking movies. Is the bad guy gets to get revenge. No, he's the fucking bad guy. He did wrong. You don't get vengeance when you started out on the wrong side of shit.
Word.
Yeah.
Cause what you get is the fucking you get the shit flipped over.
Yeah, and then this whole shit is watch the series. They'll explain it. Maybe they'll explain it in a couple episodes. But this is the whole crux of the show.
Yeah.
The whole crux of the show is she became a dark side fucking acolyte because of what happened. Show us what happened. Don't make what happened a big reveal, because when it turns out that she became a dark side acolyte because she didn't start the fire, and they wrongfully assumed that she did, and they didn't think they could save her. Well, it's just happenstance. You had people who legitimately think they couldn't do anything to save your ass. How is that you're still nobody's still at fault here? Like,
Now, imagine if we don't go to the dark side of the story, we show a brief synapse. Family's on fire. This girl gets saved. The bubble guy sees something, doesn't react, leaves. We go to the future. They have a conversation. Bubble guy is still affected by the shit. He's not getting out of that bubble anytime soon. Now, Trinity's there. They go kill Trinity. She pulls off a mask and goes, "What are you doing? Like, we saved you." To the other daughter. And the only one that knew that she was a twin was Bubble Boy. And the one that saved her was the Sith Lord that fucking that saved her from that fire. And the Sith Lord's telling her that her sister's dead, and the Jedi is saying your sister's dead. And now she's mad because she wants revenge because they let her sister die. What the Sith Lord is saying. And this one doesn't want to be a Jedi because of the way that they run shit and the fact that they just can let anybody die. And then now you have, when they reveal that they're twin sisters because that would be a part where you see the Sith Lord took advantage. Like, oh shit, that's why she's in jail because it was a twin sister, and then it's almost like Saul has to get proof that her twin did it, not her.
Yeah.
And then you see him fight this guy and all that other shit, and it turns out that the bad sister's not an acolyte, the good sister's an acolyte for whatever reason.
That makes slightly more sense than what the fuck we got.
And it's unfortunately probably not going to be what we get from this. Because at this point, it doesn't feel like this is going to be.
Here's another question I just fucking thought of while you were saying your better fucking show. There was a moment where she envisioned her younger sister, and they were both young.
Yeah.
Was that a one-sided hallucination, vision, dream? Was that something only she could do? Because if that's like the Kylo Ren moment with Rey, where they fucking mind melded in the Force. Why the fuck then when she came up and was like, "Oh, I met your sister," why the fuck was she like, "No, you didn't. That bitch is dead." Like, was that a one-way call? What was that?
Yeah. That.
I feel like that should have been the connection point. Like,
and the
you
crazy
saw the
shit
little
is,
girl again that took her on a journey of the fucking. She did the hallway run in 12 parsecs.
Yo, but not for nothing. Another crazy shit is that Saul is connected to the people that die. Remember when they're like, "Yo, we need the things," and they were talking to the boxer, and he's like, he felt something.
Yeah.
And then he felt this girl's still alive. Like he felt this guy dying, but she sees this ghost and goes following the ghost. Wouldn't you feel like, yo, this girl went somewhere? Hold on, I'm gonna go see if I can find her to stop her from doing some shit.
But I guess he also felt that the other guy fucking went, which I get from you painted yourself in a corner with writing it, but how did she show up 15 minutes before everybody else? But he, following only a few minutes behind her, showed up 3 days after everybody else. In the same fucking hallway, in the same direction.
Yeah, that was, unless he was trying to be incognito. But that it was too late for that. Too late for that.
No, because that was hilarious when he's like, "It wasn't her. I followed her and to make sure she wasn't doing anything stupid." Really? Because she did have like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
she could have done anything before you showed up.
She figured out what happened. She went in there and said, "They're pulling my leg." The Joker talks to cats. Catwoman made this poison and he drank it. You killed him. No, I didn't. Look, someone else came in here and gave him this poison and he drank it. Lies. It's not lies. I saw everything. Nigga, you just got here.
Yeah.
Like, we got here before you.
All right.
Shit. I want to see this next episode. They say it's supposed to split us up. I hope that it splits up the idea of the Force and the dark side, the light side and the dark side.
Yeah.
I hope that it splits up the idea of the Jedi. So that way people are like, yo, you know something? The Jedi are pieces of shit. And they don't really care. So I'm not going to be on the Jedi team. And now they're with the Sith and shit. What is the dark side before the Siths?
Dark
Siths?
side. So dark side users, dark side and light side users, and then the labels came after.
Okay, well, anyway, the Siths do some shit, but yeah, you made a dark side movie with no dark side.
Right. What's your prediction? What's your hope for this divisive fucking "it's all gonna end tonight" episode?
I don't know. At this point, I'm hoping we actually get semi backstory here, because I feel like now we're gonna get the filler episode instead of it being the opposite of here's your introduction and then we go into episodes like this. I feel like that's why it's so bad that it's like they're just gonna be, well, here's your story, and it's just a waste of an episode in a sense. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
My prediction. I hope we get the biggest, gayest orgy of all time, and just Wookiee slung all over the fucking screen.
Damn. Shit. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
I want to say one last thing.
Yeah.
one
his
last
actual
thing.
Prediction.
No, fuck the predictions.
Oh,
We know we've had a heated discussion about shit that's said and what's going on with the seemingly agendaed version of what we're getting.
no.
I just want to say, I've said it before, I'm not a fucking gatekeeper. I'm not part of fandoms whatsoever. If you're LGBTQ plus and you want to come into Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, Elden Ring, Lords of the Fallen, Dragon's Dogma, WWE 2K25, 24, wrestling, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, whatever. Come on in.
Whatever.
Thanks.
No, come on in. Find a place. Enjoy yourself. There's shit to be had. You wanna dive into some shit and you haven't already? Watch X-Men 97.
Facts. Amazing show.
And then come talk to us.
Yeah.
Facts. Come through. Come to the Knucklehead Network. We have a show every day of the week. So come through, have some fun. We'll be back tomorrow with sports. And next week we playing some D&D. So come join us. Have some
Word. Word.
See some pink stormtroopers. Fuck that.
Yo, show. Before you fuck around and find out, next week we playing Fatal 4-Way. We playing D&D.
I was
The
about to say
Fatal
play
4-Way.
Fatal 4-Way? Oh, shit.
Yeah, D&D. That's the name of it.
All right.
We're playing D&D, so you gotta be there as the 4-man because I think Hoach is gonna join us.
Yeah,
I'll
Hoach said
be
he's
here on
down.
the phone
So
if I need to, bro.
No, you're gonna put dice in your car.
While I drive, I got it.
So when you drive, that's it.
there you go.
But yeah, and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, a message from a viewer to whatever the fuck you are. Representation should take a backseat to the story, and you can represent yourself any way you want, but do it with some damn dignity, some integrity, and without having to change everything. Because that was the issue when you wasn't accepted. They try to change you into something. You don't need to change the world into anything but acceptance. So let us be with what we got that takes away our problems and our, worries of the world, that takes that shit away from us, and don't add on to it. You're welcome to be here, but you're not welcome to take over. You're not welcome to ruin what we know from it. You're welcome to share with us. And I feel like I gotta speak to kids when I say that. Because that should have been something that you grew up knowing. But other than that, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. Peace, everybody.
Doses.
Fuck that. I want a gay Dark Vader.